sometimes it amazes me, the example they're giving. The Buddha has this very interesting way of telling us. One time place they tell us, yes, there's a future life, there's a continue, you're responsible, you experience, and all this and this ideas. And when we begin to, hard to accept, and when you begin to accept, when you begin to become comfortable with that, and then they tell you, oh, yeah, but it's not going to be, this one going to be lifted, and it's just a simple continuation, and the consciousness and awareness, whatever we have today, and they're all going to be shrink, and they use the word dissolve or whatever, but shrinking it into some kind of very, very subtle continuation. So much so that example giving here is like one candlelight is about to go pick up the second candlelight and started burning. And they said, like that. That is one example. Another example is a reflection. The moon and the water. When the moon shines, every water, wherever there are, petals or whatever it is, will have a reflection of a moon. So, and also looking at the mirror, having your own reflection. So neither you go inside the mirror, look out, no, but if you look at the mirror, you got the reflection. So these are the example giving. So, but mirror is fine, moon, okay, but candle is two different candles. It is almost has nothing to do with the previous candle. The previous candle is exhausted, finished, and then the new candle comes and lights. Yeah, of course, it's candlelight, but other than that, it almost does a touch, but nothing else. And that was going my thought yesterday. Even yesterday, while talking, then suddenly I also thought this Olympic torch. It's the same thing, right? Same thing. It's a totally different new torch, and they touch whatever the original torch light is, and they goes all over the world, and wherever Olympic goes, all over the world, and then it is an Olympic torch. So these examples tells us how subtle we are talking about it. But it is not connected with us. It is a part and a parcel of me. It is me, but not today's me. I'm sorry to bring in that little bit of a crazy Eastern philosophy in it, but that's really what it is. So today's me is not going, but I'm going. It's almost like an Olympic torch. Olympic torch. So then, our mind will go, well, in that case, why should I be responsible? But why should I be responsible, right? But it is me again, and me becoming that. Me becoming that. So it is me. So it is continue. For sure, it is continuing. But continuing in such a way, it is like an Olympic torch. Olympic torch. Yet it is part of me. I'm responsible. That is me. When that continuing, what sort of continuation we're looking at it? Where it's going to end it at the end? Where it's going to end it? So the Buddha says it's going to end it at the level of a fully enlightened Buddha level. All of us going to end it at fully enlightened Buddha level. What does fully enlightened mean? Now this is a little complicated. Over there, everything is, I believe, is different. Well, though I said over there, it may not be over there, but over here, when it becomes at that level, so everything is different. Your knowledge, understanding is different. Not like the way we think. Our mind becomes fully functioning, total capacity functioning. Right now, I don't know how many percentage of our mind is functioning. Very little. The scientists will tell you how much it is working. Honestly, very little. And when you are fully enlightened, it is a functioning full capacity. So your knowledge has no limit. If there is something to be known, you know it. You know it. Past, present, future, everything simultaneously of zillion different human beings' thoughts, ideas, hopes, doubts, fears, everything is absolutely clear to that mind, to you at that moment. Yet it won't bother you. Yet you also have the capacity of accepting, managing. You don't need to catalog. You don't have to do filing. You don't have to alphabetical order. You don't have to, because it is simultaneous knowledge. Simultaneous knowledge, you don't even have to focus especially, because everything is open to you. For us, it is an unimaginable. You probably think, oh, I'll go crazy. No, it's not. I mean, if you get 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 or 20 problems of human beings comes together in presence of one person, we go crazy, right? So, but over here, zillions of them, if there are any, it's all simultaneously. Total transparent. Total transparent. That also past, present, and future. This is going to happen that way, this is going to happen that way, that's going to happen that way, this is going to change and end it in there. That's also simultaneously known. That is called total knowledge. And at that level, that person knows who you are, where you come from, what is your previous identifications, and what will be your future identities. All of them are known. That's called total knowledge. It's not just simply knowing one, everything. And also absolutely clear, without any obstacle, without any blocks, without any disruption, they will know it. So the word for me, Tibetans, used to is, for Buddha, we call it Sangye. That's why you hear Sanje la jufu chufu, sanje chodan soju chonam, sanje. Sang is clear. Clear all obstacles. Ge is a fully developed knowledge. Knowledge. So in Buddhism, knowledge becomes also very important because the Buddha level is the ultimate knowledge. Knowledge also does not remain as a knowledge or information. That knowledge becomes quality. Quality, because there is, at the Buddha level, all positive informations become part of Buddha and becomes quality of Buddha. All negative informations are distant. So that means sang, clear means all obstacle, all negative informations does not become quality, and it's separated. And that is a very strange, simultaneous, so much thing. And even Judeo-Christian traditions tells us the God is everywhere, every time, everywhere. That is because at that level, the frequency of a mind in which you function, and the physical level which you function becomes one frequency, not two separate. So that's why it's also union. We call it union. You see this Vajrayana Buddhism, sometimes picture of male and female idioms standing together. That's representing the union. The true union is a union of body, the physical aspects of the body, and the union with mind together. Mind and the body union together means become one. Whatever the mind is, it becomes the body. Whatever the body is, it just becomes the mind. So no separation. And that's why there's so many earlier stories. Like, for example, in 1600s, one of these Panchen Lama called Panchen Losang Chuyen, which we, old Tibet, we call it first Panchen Lama. Now the Chinese call it fifth Panchen Lama. So whatever it is, first or fifth, it doesn't matter how you count it, who cares? So and it's so old, become so old, and in normal tradition, normal, he doesn't see it. He doesn't see it at all, and he has a huge collected works, and many of them are so important. And he was waiting for one disciple to show up and to receive these particular teachings. And being a Panchen Lama, it has a huge, protocols and all of those there. So then this guy is a guy who's supposed to receive is just a poor fellow, mind his own business in the retreat in land somewhere in between the mountains or cape. So suddenly he saw his works, and then he said, well, if I don't get this teaching, it will be regrettable, not only for me, for future too. So let me go. So he picks up his own bag and goes to the Panchen Rinpoche's residence is Teshulumpo Monastery. He goes there, and he can't go to the Panchen Rinpoche's room. So they have to go through the secretaries or whatever. And the secretary thought, what a crazy monk. And Benjamin Rinpoche doesn't even see it. How can he give him all the transmissions? Crazy. So he started saying, no, that's not possible, send him. Won't go back. Next day he went back again and thought about it, he better go. So he went and said, this is important. And he said, I know it's important, but not possible. Okay. Then I went next day again. And so he said, I told you, this crazy monk, don't come over, don't bother me. And he said, I'm not asking you to teach me. I'm asking Panchen Rinpoche to give me this teaching. So would you just take my request to him and let him reject rather than you? And he's a respectable old monk. He didn't like it. And he just walked in the Panchen Rinpoche's room and said, there's a crazy monk, by the way, and he won't go away. He came back and again and wants the whole collected works of yours teaching on that. He says, oh, I've been waiting for that monk for about 2 or 3 years or something, So, oh, good, I will do it. So then he was wondering how he's going to do. He can't read. So then it turned out he started using his finger on the book. They don't have those printed what we have. But he's reading everything with his finger, read it. So which is indication of that level, slightly different than us. They don't need eye only to read it. So because mind and body same. So same frequencies. A body can touch it and see it, and it reads and understands. So when I say same frequency, body-mind union, I'm sort of referring to that. If for us today, we could do something, but if there is a little, what you call it, Braille, yeah. So you can feel it and read it. But he doesn't need to do that. He just doesn't have to touch. Fingers going through the page like this without touching, like eye going so. And then he said, explains. So that is enlightenment for you. And that is our goal. The spiritual practitioner, that is one of the ultimate goal. This is not only the goal, but that is one of our ultimate goal. So, and thank you.
By the Spirit, may